Anthony, back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. Say hi, buddy. It is Easter Sunday, so Apollo got his little Easter basket treats here. Are you curious? What is that? Is it a peanut butter cup? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get it. He's like, I don't think so. It's for you. It's for Easter. There you go. Not interested? Get it. Try it. Oh my goodness. He's like, I'm like, okay, he's looking at it. He's gonna eat it. Anyway, I got him a little Easter dog treat and a little peanut butter cup. I got Bowie and Missy one too, so. Anyway, okay, we're just about to hit the road to go on a hike, so I will see you in the car. Okay, bye.
All right, hello. Hi again, another welcome. Single and Placing. Yeah, we were just like getting ready to leave the house, and I was cleaning out the car, just pulling all my stuff out of the car, kind of regrouping for this hike. And I opened the trunk and I was like, I totally forgot I had these Easter eggs and the peanut butter cups in here. So I had already given Missy hers. When I saw them on Friday. And so I kind of forgot about them, and then I was cleaning up and I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot I had a set in here for Apollo and a set in here for Bowie. So I left Bowie's at the stairs. And I just wrote Scott and I was like, hey, I got Bo a little Easter gift. It's at the stairs. Have a good day. We're leaving. And then I gave Apollo his peanut butter treat. He ate most of it, but he wasn't in love with it. But I haven't given him the Easter egg yet. So that'll be his you did the hike gift. So I'm gonna grab some gas. This is a vlog, by the way. Hi, a little vlog. A little vlog. This is probably going to be a really long one. But we're going to go on a trail today, and it is a long one. It is, I think, 13 miles, so almost double what we did last week, but it looks like it's rated as moderate, and I think the reason it's rated as moderate is just the length. The elevation gain is about 1,400 feet, so only slightly more intense than the one we went on last time. But it's stretched out over the course of twice as long, so I think it's going to be much more gradual. Said the elevation gain's like 1,400 feet. Last time we did 1,300 feet, but we did that in half the length. So it should be a relatively gradual hike. I looked at the rating. It pretty much goes uphill for like the first 7 miles, so it'll probably feel similar to the other one that we did, but longer of that, if that makes sense. But then the rest of the time is all downhill, so it should be relatively easy. I mean, not easy. It's going to be hard for me for sure, but not like it's not going to kill us. So who knows? I might decide to turn back at a certain point if I'm just feeling particularly overtaxed. But we're going to try to do the whole loop. It is 9:45 in the morning. It's about a 50-minute drive there, so we'll get there around 10:30. And then I'm anticipating it taking us about 6 hours to get done, approximately. So we'll be out of there around 4 o'clock, which will be nice. So I'm going to stop and get some gas. He has his treats. I'm going to get myself like a little beef jerky or something that I can, snack on during the hike. And then we'll head over and do it. I'm probably not going to do a clip in the car as we're driving to the hike, just because I'm going to have to be talking a lot. I'm going to have a lot to come up with during such a long haul. So I'm going to try to save everything for when we actually get to the trailhead. And this will be another one that'll be incorporating some music and some sped up clips so you can see the nature and everything. But that's just a long hike. I wouldn't even have the battery capacity to record that entire thing. So there may be parts where I turn the camera off, or, I'm going to try to piece it together as best I can. We're going down near Fairplay, Colorado, which is kind of near South Park, like from the TV show. I was thinking maybe we would have time to swing over to South Park, because I know they have a couple little like cutouts of the characters and stuff. I don't know if we'll have time for all that, but I'll try to get as much done as I can. And yeah, which one of these has cheaper gas? Let's see here. I can't really see. We'll just go, I don't know which one to go to. Anyway, so I'm gonna grab some gas. Then when we get to the trailhead, I will chat your ear off as much as I can, and then we will go from there. But I'm super excited. I haven't done a long haul hike like this in a while, but I think Apollo will really like it. We've got plenty of water. He's got his snacks. He's got a little bit of food. So we can get some exercises in. And yeah, it was one of the few that I was looking at that says dogs allowed off leash in certain areas. Some of them said dogs on leash at all times, but they're so out of the way that I'm like, I highly doubt on an Easter Sunday that it's going to be packed full of people, but who knows? So, all right, well, let me grab some gas, figure out some snack situations, and then we will bop over to Fairplay, Colorado. Okay? Bye. Okie dokie. Looks like we're good there. Are we recording sound? Yes. Okay. So it is a lot busier here than I anticipated for a Sunday. It's a huge parking lot, so it's not full, but there's probably about 15-20 cars here. And for some reason, I thought that this was the off-leash one that I had selected. But I just saw a sign that says dogs must be on leash. So, so yeah, we'll just have to play it by ear. It seems like a much more popular spot for mountain biking. That's pretty much all I saw is people on mountain bikes, or people with like mountain bike racks and stuff. But Apollo is testing out his backpack today rather than his normal harness. He's got his bowl. He's got his other harness just in case the backpack isn't working for him. And then he's carrying our treats in there, so it's not fully loaded. I want to kind of get him comfortable with the pack on. Let's go. Comfortable with the pack on before I start loading it up. But yeah, it said no motorized vehicles up here unless you live off this road. So it should just be a lot of mountain biking. And then I think we get to the trailhead up here at a certain point. So we just have to be very mindful of the cyclists so he's not getting, mowed down. Because a lot of these cyclists like to go fast. So let me turn on my outdoor walk. Come over here on this side, buddy. Thank you. So yeah, and then the other thing I realized when I got here is I had thought that I had all my batteries and everything all charged up and good to go. And come on, let's go. And one of them was dead because I think I used it on our dog park walk and thought I had charged it, but I hadn't. So I only have 2 of the 3 fully charged. So that gives us about 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours if it gets pushed. So we might have to either switch to the phone at a certain point, or I'll just, eventually this will turn into not so much chatting and more just like some photos and stuff. I'm not sure, but that kind of bummed me out. I think my next investment is going to be one thing that I need to pick up is a portable battery pack. I had a couple back in the day, but that was years ago, and I think they're all non-functioning. So I'm going to get a portable battery pack so I can charge the 3 set that I have. I think I might do that rather than buying. I think in a previous video I was like, oh, I'm going to buy 3 more batteries and the case for them. But when I priced that out, it would be like about $140 to get that set, which, isn't the end of the world. But if I can get like a charging bank for, $30-40, then as the batteries die, I can put them in their case and charge them up with that external like battery bank. it'd be a more affordable option. So I think I might do that and just keep the 3. So we shall see. But yeah, that kind of bummed me out. I went to go grab it and I was like, wait, one of these says red. And I was like, no, it's like another hour and a half of filming that I can't do now. But that's okay. So we're gonna come up here and start this loop. I'm gonna try to just talk through all of my all of the chat stuff and update stuff that I wanted to give you while we still have these batteries, and then we'll cut to quick speed or phone clips and go from there. So, but yeah, this actually was a little bit closer than I thought. And it starts off on this kind of residential road, and then it transitions to the trail at a certain point. Let's go. He's kind of feeling out his backpack. He's like, this is weird. But I'll keep him on the leash until we get up there and I can kind of see what the situation is. But yeah, this seems like a interesting little run. Try to make sure we don't get rolled up on by a car. But it said no motorized vehicles other than residential, so hopefully that's the case. Who knows, we might get up here and there's like a whole nother parking lot and we didn't need to do this, but I parked at the first parking lot. So yeah, I guess what can I update you on? As far as diamond painting stuff, I had my chat with Katie on Friday night, which went really well. We covered a lot of the details or questions that I had, and it was more of like just asking her for her opinion on a couple of things. Like one of them was like, do you think it would be okay if I get started on my cross-stitch conversion prior to the official event start? And she's like, oh yeah, like no problem. But then now that I kind of am looking at my whips, which we'll get to, I think I'll just wait till June 1st because I've got plenty of other stuff to get done in that time. And then we talked a little bit about content, the content schedule. So we nailed down like who's going to go week 1, who's going to go week 2, and all of that stuff. So that was good. So now I at least kind of know which weeks I'll be posting on. That way, if I decide to pre-record some stuff over the next like month and a half, then I can just say, all right, everyone, it's week 2 of Summer with the Masters, even if it's like the end of April, just to get some stuff pre-recorded. So I have some fun ideas that'll just take some time. I think it's going to look very similar to the Distracted by Diamonds series, the 2 series that I've done. It's going to kind of look like that, just with some fun. Let's get away from the diamond painting table. So I won't reveal too much, but I've got some things up my sleeve. So I've got that, and then talked a little bit about sponsors. So yeah, it was a very productive call. We chatted for a while. She's just fun to chat with. So we ended up talking a lot about like our whips and stuff like that too, which was kind of cool. So anyway, looks like we're coming up on a sign over here. Apollo, this side. Come over here, baby. Yeah, just kind of chit-chatted. I took Apollo to the dog park that day, which will be the last vlog that you saw. Took him to the dog park that day, and then met my buddies for a couple drinks at this place called Goosetown Station, and that was nice. And then after that, I went home and just diamond painted until me and Katie had our call. Okay, restoration in progress, 1 to 5 years of thinning, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of cyclists like that, so that's why just kind of have to be mindful of your dog so they're not running out in front of bikes and stuff. Could not only hurt him, but if someone tries to dodge him and falls, you know, you just don't. I don't want to be that guy, so we'll just kind of keep an eye on things. I think Apollo's smart enough not to get run over by a bike, I would hope. But he's never been around like bikes that are really cruising, you know. So yeah. So did that on Friday, and then yesterday it was my buddy Kyle's birthday. So his wife invited me to lunch with them. She's like, he doesn't know that you're coming. And so I totally surprised them. They were already seated, and I was like, excuse me, can I take this seat? He turned around, he's like, Anthony. So I had lunch with them, came back home, did some more chores. I did chores all of yesterday morning. Did some chores, did some more when I came back, and then diamond painted a little bit, uploaded some videos, did some editing, all that good stuff, and then went back out because it was my other friend, Matt, his birthday. So we went out to this bar that has virtual golf, like where you, I don't know how they do it with computers and stuff, but you just shoot it at like a projection of the course and stuff. So it was fun. I was terrible at it. I am terrible at golfing. I don't really even know how to, so I just kind of was just doing it for fun. Most of us were doing it for fun. We only did 2 holes. There was, I think, 7 or 8 of us, and we only did 2 holes, and it took like 2 hours. So everyone was like, +8, +12. But after that, they went out and like continued to bar hop, and I was like, nope, this was the one stop for me. So I went back home and let Apollo out, and we played for a little bit, and then I got a little bit of diamond painting done, but I was really tired after like going out twice and cleaning all day. So I ended up falling asleep at about 10 o'clock, and then we got up early this morning, took him for a short walk, came home, did another load of laundry, and then I got a section and a half done diamond painting. So, and then I was like, all right, that's it, let's go. So now we are here. But yeah, I guess we can talk a little bit about just kind of some filming stuff that's happened. So I ended up filming and posting my unboxing of that Treasure Studios art kit. I may have mentioned this in the last vlog, the dog park vlog, because I think I had already filmed that. Let's go. I think I had already filmed that, but I was a little bummed by that one. The rendering is just, it's not as clean as it could or should be. You can kind of make out some of the like galaxy and stars, but the brighter colors, like the bright white and stuff, just washed a lot of the detail out. So, but I'm only going to provide honest reviews, you know. Sandy Wash Trail. Let's see. That's the name of the one that we're looking for. I don't believe so. We are looking for Nice Kitty. Nope, we're about 3/4 of the way to the trailhead. Let's keep going. This way. So yeah, it wasn't as it should have been. I might write them. I'm kind of going back and forth of sending them an email about it, because at this point it's like they no longer carry that artist or have that artist licensed. So I doubt that they would even be able to like send me a replacement or anything like that. I don't think that they no longer have the licensing rights to do that. So I think it's just kind of what's done is done, which is a little bit of a bummer, you know. But I might still write them and be like, I know that you probably can't replace this for me, but it would probably be beneficial to just have a human really look at these renderings before they get submitted to the manufacturer. Or if your manufacturer is the one that does your rendering for you, have them send you a mock-up and have a human eye take a look at it. I think that should be pretty par for the course for most diamond painting shops at this point, is to have that human eye on it, because it just gets, it's one of the biggest issues, prevailing issues, I think, is putting too much trust in your software, your rendering software, or putting too much trust in the software that your manufacturers are using. I think it's one of the main things that I see people mention with certain shops is the lack of detail or the excessive amount of confetti, or it might not be necessary. It's like, just take that time, put that pride in your renderings and in your business, to just take that time. It goes such a long way. So yeah, that kind of bummed me out. And it's kind of an interesting place, because there are a lot of like, oh, hold on. Stay. Hi.
Beautiful dog.
Oh, thank you. Let's go. There are a lot of diehard, or fans of Treasure Studios art, and come on, this way. And I know there's a lot of people that are like affiliates with them or what have you. Let's go. But I'm not one of those for really any shop. I call it like it is, if it's not up to par, then it's not up to par. And I think there was a time, maybe a couple years ago or even a year ago, where a lot of concessions did have to be made with a lot of shops, or just with diamond painting in general, because it's an evolving craft, and a lot of these businesses, we're still figuring out, like, how do we even do this, But we've come such a long way, and I think the past couple of years, past year, even since I started diamond painting, where a lot of these shops, like, I think Enabler's Outpost is the one that jumps out to me, is like, they hit the ground releasing diamond paintings that are just knock-out, wonderful looking images. Like, I've seen so many amazing unboxings. The Alphonse Mucha that I have is great. So it's not out of the question for shops to take that care and attention and release something that's awesome. Even a small kind of family-owned, 2-person business is able to pull it off. Jaded Gem Shop, 1-person show, amazing renderings, great blend of confetti, color blocking, detail. This has got to be it. Nice kitty. It doesn't say anything about dogs on that notice sign. So maybe it was just on the road. We'll see. Let's check our map to make sure we're on the right path. This is really pretty. Look at this little creek. Yep, this is it. So we should start here and then be able to loop all the way around back to where we started. So, and that was already 0.8 miles of our 13. So Apollo, you got to be real careful because there's bikes, okay? Let's go. Be smart. I'll keep an eye on you. Let's go. So yeah, I don't know. I struggle with they're still figuring things out, or like, a lot of shops just like kind of claim that they're going through a bunch of changes and stuff, and like, that's fine, but hold on. Easy. We got some bikes. Good boy. Over here. Hi.
Thanks.
Hi. But I just don't think that, going through changes and making process improvements and adjusting manufacturers, that's just the nature of constantly trying to improve your brand. I get that, but I don't know how much I subscribe to the idea of, while all that's going on, your paying customers have to be the guinea pigs for that. And so if there's quality issues, then that's just the nature of buying from them. You just kind of have to deal with it. I don't really believe in that. I think there are plenty of things that could be done to make sure by the time that box reaches your customer's hands, even in the midst of changing and evolving, that they're receiving the best that you can provide them. And I just didn't see that. So yeah, I feel like I might be starting to become spoiled a little bit, I'm not sure, but I just know that same image in somebody else's hands could have looked a lot better. And I don't think I think that Treasure Studios Art is a tenured company that has, been around for a while, and I expected better. Come on, let's go. Apollo. So yeah, and I think that's okay. You're never gonna get a biased, or like, I'm not into the making excuses for a company. It's just like, no, you're in business to provide a quality product, and I'm gonna hold you to that. Like, I don't care who you are. If I got a crappy kit from Jade, or a bad kit from Diamond Art Club, like, I'm not just gonna brush it under the rug. Like, that's another piece of how you grow and evolve. So it's like, wasn't happy. So I'm still gonna do it, like I said in the video, and probably add some glow drills and do some other stuff. But I know going into it that the rendering isn't the image rendering, as far as like the detail and stuff, isn't going to really wow me. Apollo, let's go, buddy, let's go. This is definitely a bike trail. It's a lot of ups and downs and swoops and dips. So yeah, it's okay though. Who knows, I might try them again in the future. But like I said, and I haven't put a single drill down, so who knows, it might come together a little bit more with some drills on it. But yeah, the other reason why I kind of wanted to highlight that too is I have another unboxing coming. I don't know if I'll mention it just yet from who it's from or anything like that, because I don't want it. I'll just say this. So I've already filmed the unboxing from another shop, and I was pretty unhappy with that one too, unfortunately. There's quite a significant problem with the DMC color charting. The colors that they picked are just not close to the original image, so it gives the whole thing like a totally different look, and it's a little mind-boggling that was allowed to happen, to be honest. And I've heard a number of different reviews and stuff on similar issues, and I've even heard like some of the responses from the shop of like, oh well, we made these changes, and so I think there's going to be a lot of opinions about that unboxing, but I don't want to say right now because I worry. Essentially, I sent them an email because it was just too, in my opinion, it was pretty egregious mistakes as far as like picking the DMCs and stuff. So I want to hear their response. Apollo, come here. I want to get their response before I post that video, and I mention who it is because I don't want it to get back to them, because I know there's a lot of people that are partnered with that brand. So I don't want anything to influence their response to me or anything like that. So I'm like, let me just hold off. I won't share this unboxing until I get word from them on what they can or willing or not willing to do about it. So I want to let that happen, give them the benefit of the doubt, the opportunity to respond, and then based on that, I'll probably add just kind of a final clip in that unboxing before I post it. But everything else will stay the same. I definitely want to share like what I'm seeing in terms of how it arrived. So yeah, it's not the end of the world, but I think it's important for people to know who might be considering purchasing that same image or from that same artist, because the look and vibe of that particular artist artwork is like completely different than how, like, the colors that were sent. Like, of course the image is the same, but it's like saying, all right, you really love a bright rainbow unicorn? We're gonna send you all these autumn colors, and like, instead of bright orange, we'll send you a dark orange, and instead of sky blue, it'll be kind of like a pale, or like, it's just like, it's almost like someone put a filter on that image. Like, what the heck is this? So, but I'll share more once I hear back from them. Whew. These steep up and downs really get me, and it burns a lot more calories because it's like stair step this way. But yeah, we're 1.1 miles, so we're 1/13 of the way there. Huh. Oh my word. So yeah, that's kind of my updates there. I feel bad because I've just been purchasing from a lot of the same shops for a while, like Diamond Art Club, Jada Gem Shop, Distracted by Diamonds, and I, just kind of rotate through those. Of course, there's other ones like Mooney Made, Enablers Outpost, but there was these last kind of couple shops that I was hesitant to purchase from because of all of the mixed reviews, and then so I was like, oh wait, I'll keep waiting, things get ironed out, just like people say companies go through changes and stuff, and that's the message that I got a year ago when I was originally thinking about purchasing from these shops, and I waited the year to make a purchase, and it's like still not great. And then it's like, they're going through changes. I'm like, you can only tell that story so many times before it's not something you can lean on anymore as a crutch. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be known as like the anti-shop guy. It's just like, no, like, people pay money for this stuff, and not only that, it's time, the amount of time it takes, and it's the passion that people have for this, and you have a responsibility as a shop to provide, the best that you can, not only for yourself, but also for, in the grand scheme of things as compared to other shops. Like, if some of these newer shops are just leapfrogging ahead of you in terms of quality and consistency and all that, then you got to catch up. You can't just keep leaning on, we're going through changes. See, it's the exact reason why I don't shop from Unique Lures Down Under anymore. It's like that excuse is expired. Sorry. So yeah, I might be a Scrooge McDuck about it, but it's the truth. All right, so this way. Come on, baby. It's pretty warm today. It's in the 60s. So if he starts to look a little overheated, I might take that backpack off. Just put his regular harness on. But it's kind of reflective, so I'm hoping it's bouncing some rays, and he's white, so I don't think he absorbs as much as like a black dog would. Whew. So yeah, we can talk a little bit about whips. And I don't have a ton for you today. So we've just been vlogging our little butts off. But let's see. So cozy evening, we'll just start there because that's the only one with really any progress. I got another, I want to say 2 sections done, section and a half done since Friday. Let's go. So I'm down to 9 sections left on that kit. So if I can get 2 done today when we get home, 7, 5, I should be able to get it done by the end of the week. I gave myself a stretch goal of by the end of the month. I think I've been on this hike before. It's been a couple years, but these big boulders with like the path weaving through it definitely looks familiar. But so does, every hike looks like this, depending on where you go. This just feels, because I went on a hike before that was a bike trail, and it was near this area. I just couldn't remember where it was, and I kept wanting to try to find it because a lot of my buddies mountain bike. Like, see, this is definitely like supposed to be for mountain biking to navigate this. Oh, jeez. I'll know soon enough if we start seeing signs that say blue this way, black this way. Those are ratings that they give to a lot of outdoor trails, including skiing, cross country, and also mountain biking. So like green, blue, black. Green is, I think, the easiest. Blue is moderate, and then black is difficult. Apollo, come on. Let's go, Bubba. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. This is definitely a climb. He's moving slow. He's getting his workouts in. Let's go. So if we start to see those, I'm pretty confident that this is the right one, because there was a lot of those on the trail where it was like, if you want it easy, bike this way. If you want a challenge, bike this way. And there'd be like jumps and stuff. Look at how pretty. Whew. This is really cool. Good boy. You're doing great. You're staying with me. I think that because there's a lot of drop-offs and stuff, he's staying the course for the most part, which is kind of nice. All right, we've done 1.4 miles. Nice. We're cruising, buddy. We're cruising. Anyway, so cozy evening. if I really give it a good effort, I can get it done probably by the end of the week. But I gave myself the stretch goal at the end of the month, just in case something comes up or work gets crazy or, whatever. So I think I'll take 1 week, but I'm giving myself 3. Just in case, or I guess 2.5. Let's go. If I can get that done, then I originally planned on just completely switching over to Crimson Oracle and making that my next whip and trying to push through that just by itself. But I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like I need to give Senorita some love. I looked up on Google Keep, and I started that kit in September of last year, and it's like 30% done, maybe 40. So I'm like, what the heck? So I feel like I need to give it some love. I just know that I won't finish it in that time, but at least deserves a couple Instagram updates and maybe even a whip and chat, because I just feel bad. I love it, but it's a big old square, and I set it aside for some other projects, and then my cross stitch, obsession popped up. So I don't know, I think I might try to do both, like a section of each, Crimson Oracle and then Senorita, and just flip-flop. And I might still be able to get Crimson Oracle done, but certainly no more than that. So I think all of my Summer with the Master stuff will start June 1st. Whew. My heart is pounding. Oh my goodness. It's just a lot of like up and down, which is good for a cardio workout. Oh my word. And we're going up, like in general, we're gaining elevation, but it's kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. It's like you go up a little bit, down, a little higher, down. Let's go. What do you smell? You're not going to be able to investigate very well in that backpack. Don't come crying to me if you get stuck on a tree. Let's go. Oh, he's going to investigate anyway. Holy Moses. Sorry, guys. This one's going to get me. Especially since it's 13 miles long. Like I said, we may not do the whole thing. I might have bitten off a little more than I can chew. I was like, I want to get to 10 this week. Last week we did like 7 point something. I was like, all right, this week we're getting to 10. And then I found some loop hikes that were 10, but they were all like, Apollo, he's all right. They were all like figure 8 loops, or it was kind of a loop for one portion, then you went out and back. Let's go. So like it would be like a little loop with like a super long tail, and that was part of it. Just nothing was like that perfect loop, but this one was. It just happened to be a few miles longer than everything else. And I was like, let's try it. So like this is definitely kind of a mountain biking situation. Like you lose the path and then it's just on the boulders. Apollo, come on. Look at him. Are you my little mountain boy? Come on. I think this was the hike. This just feels similar. Who knows? It might also be different because, as you can see, there was a wildfire that came through here. I want to say 3 years ago now, 4 years ago. And so you can see a lot of the trees are burnt and fallen over. So that might also be a reason why this isn't looking as familiar, because it wasn't as thinned out as this. So that might be it. Whew. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my goodness. So cozy evening, Crimson Oracle, Star Maker, Senorita, and then my two kits that are kitted up. Jade Gem Shop Mystery and Sunset Crossing Craftably. They're in their cases, haven't touched them. Probably won't for a while. Whew. And then I have that side project, cross-stitch conversion. Haven't touched that, and I don't think I will until that shop is open and I can put out my related content. So I don't know if that shop opens up by at some point this month or next month, then I'll probably switch over to that so then I can actually start posting progress photos and stuff about it. But if it doesn't open until June, and this is no pressure, the shop owner watches these, I don't know if they watch my vlogs, but I'm not trying to put pressure on you if you're watching this. I'm just trying to game plan like projects and stuff. So do not take this as a maybe. I'm not frustrated. There's nothing there. It's just I'm just game planning. If not, then I might have to wait to pick that up again until August, because I'm going to be spending my time with Summer with the Masters. So, and I think they're aware of that. And I think the other reason I really want that shop to open is because I think they would have a lot to offer the Summer with the Masters folks in terms of their product offering. So fingers crossed. Ooh, look at how pretty. Look at how pretty. It's hot. It's hot. I shouldn't have worn. I have a t-shirt on and then my silk undershirt. And then I have my silk underpants, like the pant silk, and then my regular pants. Probably didn't need either of those today. It's like partly cloudy, sunny, in the 60s, and I'm sweating my little buns off. It's more the shirt than the pants, just because I also have my backpack on. But so yeah, that's kind of all my whips and what's going on. I'm really excited to get Cozy Evening finished because it's looking pretty good. And if I could get 2 finish-in reveals done in a month, that would be awesome. So I'm hoping I can crank through it. It's been moving pretty quick because now we're just in like the background, like the trees and stuff. I'm past the church, I'm past all the buildings. So it's just background colors. So I'm switching between like 10 different shades now instead of, 15 or 20. So that's kind of nice. And I think we're almost done with all the special drills. Like there's no more crystal. I think there's a little bit of pink AB and a little bit of white, but not very much. So it's just like regular drills, which just, for me, they go faster. Sometimes those ABs like to squeak and crunch together or not sit on your diamond painting pen very well. So it always takes me longer to work through a section that has ABs. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is getting me. Whew. But yeah. Oh, that Treasure Studios art unboxing. I haven't responded to the comment yet, but I will. I just thought that was kind of funny. Someone wrote, whoa, I have service up here. My Apple Watch just started blowing up. Someone commented something along the lines of like, I can't believe with your experience you decided to do a kit with that much 310 color blocking. I was like, I wonder what that means. Like, do I take that as only inexperienced people fall for kits with that much 310, or they expected me to do something with more confetti? I just didn't know how to take it. I haven't responded yet. I was like, that's kind of not great for artists who like have a lot of dark themes and dark colors and a lot of dark color blocking that their images are associated with inexperience. That's not great. It was like I picked it because I really like it, not because of my experience. I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, that made me just like toss that comment around in my head for a little bit of like, what does that mean? I think maybe it just means they assume that I would go for something more detailed and like difficult, but I don't know. I'll have to respond to that when I get back home. I spent a lot of time on yesterday, Saturday, in the morning, and then again when I got home, just trying to respond to as many comments as possible. I got through all of them, but then a vlog went up shortly after I finished, and then that unboxing today went up from Treasure Studios Art, so I just saw the comments come kind of rolling in again. I was like, I love this. I love having that feeling of connection. I love it. So keep them coming, but don't get discouraged if it takes, like some of those that I responded to yesterday are like 6 days old, 7 days old. But I do get to them, and I tend to just sit down and just gives me the warm fuzzies. I'll just sit down and just be like, oh, for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I try to respond to everything. Sometimes some of them are just like, awesome kit, looks good. And so I'll give it a heart and a thumbs up. And then other ones, I don't know. I try to respond to every single one. But some of them, if it's just kind of like a passing great job or something, then I just want to acknowledge it. Other ones, most of the time, it's just like, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. You know, just something to let people know, like, yep, saw it. And then sometimes people kind of leave like a longer kind of, like they were kind of typing a let's watch, like they were giving their like commentary on the video, which I love. I'm like, wow, they really watched that whole thing. So I try to respond to those with a little bit more depth. I just kind of do the best that I can with the time that I have. So I hope that works for everyone. Hi, buddy. You're doing good. This was kind of his first hike with warm weather since he was a little pup, the first one of the season. So curious to see how he'll do, like heat-wise, because it's only going to get hotter throughout the summer. This is still pretty mild. How you doing, buddy? I brought one big canteen of water, and then when I got to the gas station, I was like, he might need a little bit more than that, so I've got another big old bottle in my backpack. It's pretty heavy, carrying a lot of water today. Good job, my friend. It's crazier how much easier it is to hike these difficult inclines when there's no snow. It's like half the work. Whew. We're getting up here. Look at that. Gorgeous. So this is us looking directly east. So we have this kind of mountain range, and then it dips back down into the plains, kind of like where we live, but we're much more south. This is about halfway between where I live and Woodland Park, that Lovell Gulch trail that we've been to twice. This is like halfway. So we're like halfway south, 30 miles south of where we are, southwest. And then this is facing west. Yeah, look at all this burnt out trees. Oh. This is definitely giving me like apocalypse vibes. Okay, so we're at 2.1 miles. We've burned almost 400 calories already. So this is a big one. I hope I can do it. So that's like what? 1/6 of the way there. Ish. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's kind of everything that's going on between the past couple of days. I'm trying to think of anything else that like just random life stuff. Come on. I canceled HelloFresh for next week because I still had 2 in the fridge, and then the one yesterday showed up, so then I had 6, and I was like, all right, let me make one of these, either just to meal prep with it, I'll just put it right in the fridge, or I'll eat a little bit for lunch. But I met my friends Kyle and Lisa for Kyle's birthday, so I was like, well, I'm not gonna eat a lot because I'm gonna eat there. So I was like, well, I'll just make it, let it cool, and then refrigerate it just to get it cooked, you know? And so I opened up this one pot kale something bean soup. The kale was rotten already. I was like, geez, Louise. So I threw the kale out and I was like, well, let's see what's in this other one, the second one that was in there, and see what's gone bad in that, and try to salvage some of this. So I opened that one up, and it had cabbage in it, which was still good. Whew. And it was like tacos, pork tacos with the cabbage on top. So like, well, I can just go buy some more cabbage. So I replaced the kale with cabbage. And it was actually pretty good, but the cabbage is like the red cabbage. And so it gave the soup this kind of like lavender color to it, and it was a creamy soup. So it was like, it looks like lavender milk with like beans and stuff in it. It tastes like soup. It tastes like a creamy soup, but the color of it's a little weird. So I had like a little side bowl, like a sauce bowl of it, and let the rest cool on the counter, and then put it in the fridge before I left. So that'll probably be dinner tonight, maybe even lunch tomorrow. And then I'll stop and get replacement cabbage for those tacos and make those probably tomorrow for dinner. And then I'll still have 4 more to get through, and then I have a week off because it just ends up being too much. I just don't eat a ton. So like one of those is like 2 meals. So I'll make it for dinner and save the rest for lunch. But sometimes I forget my lunch or forget to bring it, so I get lunch at work if it's an in-office day. And then now suddenly I'm a meal behind because I'm gonna eat that for dinner. And some of their produce just goes bad way too quickly. Like, it arrives on Saturday, and then the following Saturday, 1 week later, all the produce is bad. I'm like, I know packaged kale I get at the grocery store lasts longer than 7 days. Like, this is just a little nuts. So, hey buddy, let's go. Apollo, where did he go? Let's see. Apollo, come on, let's go. Let's go. He's investigating. I kind of have to be careful out here too because snakes and stuff. So, hey, Apollo. Hey, come on. Hold on, guys. I might have to go get him. 1 second. All right, he's back. I had to use my stern voice, but I don't like yelling into the microphone. I guess I could just clip them out or edit them out, but I'd have to be like really intently listening back to all of the clips and wait for the volume spike to pop up in the audio. But yeah, so that HelloFresh thing, I like it. It's cheaper than me going to the grocery store. It's cheaper than me eating out. But they're leafy greens, and sometimes they're tomatoes and cucumbers and squash and stuff. Like, oh.
How's it going today?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, where's Dan?
Yeah.
I've got one behind you.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Thank you. Those cyclists really sneak up on you. Thank you for staying close, buddy. So yeah, you'll notice they'll be like, behind you. So you gotta like clear the deck, and then usually appropriate courtesy is they'll tell you how many cyclists they've got behind them. And so he said one behind me, so here we go. Hello.
Thank you.
Of course. So that's just the kind of stuff you have to be on the lookout for up here. Okay. But most people are pretty kind. You'll have some cyclists that are really into their cycling abilities, and so they come whipping around like super quick, and they're just like, behind, left. Like, Jesus, they scare the bejesus out of me. Come on, let's go. Apollo, come on. Listen up, buddy. But those guys were pretty casual, which is nice. This is some intense stuff, buddy. This is the hardest hike I've done in a minute. Come on. You got to keep pace. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna take a week off from HelloFresh, kind of regroup, see if I should start going back and trying to grocery shop myself. Because I still go to the store, but I just get snacks and like a few yogurts for breakfast and, a couple little Twix bars, some dessert, like basically everything but lunch and dinner. But I just get a couple things. Like, I think my grocery bill in the past, like, month has been less than $100 because I'm just getting little things. And HelloFresh is like $75 a week for lunch and dinner for a whole week. So it's not bad, but you got to commit to it. And some of that stuff you have to use within like a couple days of getting it, It's kind of frustrating. I'd almost feel like, hey, send me the protein and the dry goods and stuff, and I'll go get my own onion or kale, because at least then I know it's going to keep. They should have options like that, like include protein or no, include veggies or no. So, because I think another thing that I really love about that is the properly proportioned spices. Because if you're trying to make brand new recipes that you've never made before, spices alone can really set you back. Like, oh, I need half a teaspoon of turmeric, but I've got to get the whole thing for $13, or $6, or like some of those spices are not cheap. So Apollo keeps coming around from behind me, past me, and because the path is narrow and he hasn't really figured out his backpack dimensions, he just like kind of slams his backpack into me. I'm like, sir, excuse you. Come on, Bubba. He's so cute. You're a little cutie, huh? Do you want to stop? Let's stop at 3 miles and we'll do some water and a little snack. Come on, let's go. Because it's definitely warm. Warm up here. I wonder if I can see the temp. Maybe not. I also want to see my elevation. Doesn't let you see that. That should really be part of this, is elevation gain in real time. Because that kind of helps you figure out how far you are on the trail too. Because if it's like max elevation gain is 1400 and you looked at the elevation map and there's a peak, like it's all uphill until, and then it's all downhill, then you know, like, all right, if I've made 800 feet or, 700 feet, then I know that I'm halfway or something like that. But I guess the mileage kind of does that for you too. Whew. Yeah, this is very mountain bikey. You see how like woo it is? Like this is made for mountain bikes. You can absolutely hike it, but like we're doing, but it's not as easy as if this was intended for doing it on foot. They probably wouldn't do all of this zigzag. You'd just have a path straight. But they try to keep it interesting for people on bikes. It just makes it longer and harder. But we're doing it. We're pushing through. Oh my goodness. You better be knocked out tonight. And then tomorrow, when I leave you at home outside of your crate for work, you better not eat any more stuff. He's only eaten one thing, but it was not a cheap thing. And it's something I really liked. It's like, those are my cross-country boots. I really like those. So now I know all shoes are put away when I leave him. I put my roommate's slippers away. I put them up on the shelf. But he's never eaten a shoe before. And the cross-country boots are the last thing I think he'd want to get a hold of. So, didn't even think about it. You're killing it, buddy. This fluffy little butt. So yeah, this is it. This is our Saturday. This is the hike. I'm hoping to get home in time to have one last load of laundry that's sitting in the dryer waiting to be taken out and folded. I'd like to get that done. I'd like to get this uploaded, get Friday's vlog finished, get Friday's vlog taken care of and scheduled. I'd like that to go up. I don't know. I was thinking at the time of filming this, I was thinking of getting that put up tomorrow, Monday. So Friday's on Monday, and then Sunday's on Wednesday. And then I'll be 100% caught up. So then any future vlogs I will record, upload, and post in quick succession. So at least for right now, the vlogs that you get will be as close to when they were filmed as possible. I'm trying to get there. I don't know how consistent I'll be about that, because some weekends I'll be recording like 3 vlogs, so I'm not just gonna put them all up on one day. I'll space them out, but right now we're getting pretty caught up. Apollo, hey, easy. He's got something in his mouth. Easy. It's poop. It's poop. Of course it is. What else would it be? Oh, it's so disgusting. Oh, it instantly makes my stomach turn. Oh, you're so gross, dude. How? How does he track it down? So yeah, we're kind of like live vlogs, or real time. Right now, you'll just be a couple days off. So, but I like to get that done. As far as unboxings go, I'm pretty much caught up. So I have one more that's already done, ready to go for, you'll have already seen it, but it was the one that went up Tuesday or yesterday at the time you're seeing this. That one was pre-recorded from a couple weeks ago. And then I'll have this other one that's gonna go up whenever I hear back from the shop. And then that's it. The only other one that I have pre-recorded is the one that won't go up until like mid-May, late May for Moose Ne Lob Moose. And that one's tied to the kitting up. That's all done, but that's not gonna go up for like another month. Let's go. Just because I think it makes more sense to put it closer to summer with the Masters start. So I have that. I need to record my Lady with the Fan unboxing. That way I can get that kitted up. I'll probably do the same thing, an unboxing and kitting up in one. And that'll go up once again right around mid to late May. So those will be all done, and I'll be 100% prepped for summer with the Masters, which will be great. Maybe I can do that tonight. Whoop. Depending on when we get home, maybe I'll do that. But I do need to film some unboxings for like the rest of this month and part of next month. So I may at some point this week, or maybe this coming weekend, I'll do like a marathon unboxing. And just knock out like, 5 or 6 of them, just to get all the way through to middle of May. So maybe like 4 or 5 unboxings I'll film, and then not have to worry about it. So yeah, and I was thinking, I was like, maybe I'll do all old Masters in the lead up, like from now until then. I was like, no, I'll mix it up because I've got some really cool stuff that has been sitting waiting to be unboxed that I'd like to show everyone. I'm trying to think of like which ones to do though. But yeah, I'll figure that out. And then I'll also, ideally this week, I was gonna try to do it last night, it didn't happen, but in the last vlog where we went to the dog park, I think I mentioned that I wanted to type out my entire stash in a Google Doc and list like if it's been unboxed or not and what number it is, and then open that for people to view so you can go on and look. And then I might start doing some polls at some point in the future of people to pick what like my upcoming kit should be. But it might also be useful for people to pick like which kit they'd like to see unboxed, because I don't have any rhyme or reason to that. It's just whatever feels right in the moment, or I just pick at random, or if it's from a shop that I've never unboxed from, those usually take priority. So if I've never done one before, like Treasure Studios art, I was like, yeah, that one's next. So, but I could do that, put that all up, and then I can highlight maybe in a particular color which ones still need to be unboxed. And then I can do a poll like, which kit do you want to see unboxed next? Or like out of these 5 or something. It's a really loud car. I can hear that all the way up here. Or something along those lines. How are we looking battery-wise? We're on red on battery, which means it's starting to dwindle. But we'll keep going until we hit 3 miles, and then I'll stop give this boy some water, a little snack, and then we'll keep going. But I'll probably let the batteries run until, these 2 batteries run until they're dead, because it's all I got. So I'll try to suck as much out of them as possible. We've been going for an hour and 7 minutes since I started the timer. But yeah, he's not gallivanting through all this brush and stuff, which is kind of good. Because like I said, snakes and other stuff, especially in the height of summer. So as long as he stays on the trail, for the most part, I can kind of monitor his actions. Plus there's like cactus and stuff. He's pretty good about navigating around things that might, like he doesn't, like, I don't know, when he's bounding around, I'm sure he's not paying attention, but like at the dog park, he doesn't like trample all over cactus. Like he's learned that those are sharp. He's tried to sniff one before and he was like, oh, no. He might have stepped on one a little bit before. So now when he's running, he kind of tries to avoid them. This is a lot, buddy. We're gonna be tired. All right, we're at just about 3 miles. So what, 3, 6, 9, 12. So we're like a mile away from, or like half a mile from being a quarter of the way done. So it's actually not been too bad. But a lot of times with these trails, these biking trails, they kind of intentionally like cut the trail. So it's like easy, moderately easy. And then they hit you with all this like trick stuff that you've got to do, and like big hills, like push through that last half and then, or that first half. It's like the last third of the first half, you know what I mean? Like it's really hard. It's like really push through this last section, and then you get to celebrate with the downhill. That's what at least my cyclist buddies are like. It's all about the downhill, man. Like the way up can kind of suck, but once you hit your peak, it's just ripping through that downhill portion. That's the fun part. So, and I haven't seen anyone come towards us, only the same direction we're going. So I'm assuming this is the way that cyclists would take. So the way down the second half of this path, I might have to be extra careful because we're gonna have a lot of people like ripping behind us, you know? So anyway, all right, well we're at 3.05 miles. So we're gonna take a little break here, get some snacks, get some water. I'm gonna check the map, just to kind of see what we're looking like, and then we'll be back. Actually, you know what? Let me just do sped up time lapse with some music, because I honestly don't have a ton more to chat about. We've been chatting for 70 minutes. So I don't have a ton more to cover, but I'll cut back in with my voice if something really cool is on the horizon, or if I have anything to touch on. But let's just enjoy some fun music. Let's get some diamond painting done, or chores done, or walking done, or work done, whatever you're doing. We'll power through our day together. I'll throw on an audio book or something, and then, like I said, I'll jump in with as a peanut gallery if needed. Otherwise, I'll just see you on whatever that next major clip is. It might even be back in the car, I'm not sure, but you'll get to see as much as I can with the battery. I'll just do it like 4 times speed like we did the other day with some music, and we'll go from there. Is that okay, buddy? How do you feel? You thirsty? Yeah, we still have 20% left on this battery, so that'll still give us another 20 minutes or so, and then the other one should last us another, yeah, we'll probably be able to get about halfway through this hike with the batteries that we have. So, okay, we'll keep going. Hold on just a sec. This way, buddy. Don't get yourself tangled. All right, so we are just about halfway done. We're at 6.11 miles, and we've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we still have another couple hours, 2.5 hours to go. And my battery died shortly after I cut off that last clip. So be like, okay, let's just walk. So I don't know how much of a sped up version you'll see between these clips, maybe enough for like a little bit of a song. But then I took a couple of snapshots, and I'll keep taking photos along the way. So I might just throw those all in there. I'm not sure. But I just wanted to jump in and say hi. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Just wanted to bop on and say hello. We're definitely more in the trees now, in an area that wasn't affected by that fire, so it's a little prettier. I think it might have been affected, but not as severely. And then once we hit just about that halfway point, there was a parking lot. So there was 2 parking lots so far along this trail. And that one looked a lot more like the one I parked at when I was saying that this looked familiar or felt familiar. I think I might have parked there, but that certainly wasn't the that last part of the trail. I don't think I've hiked that. In fact, I feel like if that was the parking lot that I was at the first time I came here, I was walking the opposite way we're going now, that way. So if that is correct, then there must be a bunch of trails that kind of loop and zigzag, and I have kind of seen a lot of like different turn here. So there may be something else around here that I did hike and then ended up on this part of it. But it's been so long, and I've done so many hikes that it's like, who knows, which ones I've completed or not, because I wasn't always keeping track. Now I use all trails, and I mark them as completed once I do them, and then it saves them in like a little playlist of, these are the ones you've already done. And then if you go to select them again, like, ooh, that looks fun, has a little icon that's like, you've done this. Yeah, this looks kind of familiar. Do I want to do an Apollo on a rock photo? Sure, let's try it. So yeah, I think I've done that. I honestly, who knows? Come on, buddy, come on. Who knows? Let's see if I can get him up on. Let's see. Let's go over here, friend. Let's get you up on maybe this one over here. Can we get over there? Yeah, we can. Come on. I'm gonna try to get him up on this one. But yeah, so I just wanted to stop in and say hi. Now we'll go to, after this, we'll cut to more music, sped up, and I have a full battery now, so should get a fairly decent amount. Send it. Hop up. Good boy. Let me take you off the leash. Come here. Good boy. Okay. Oh, no. Hop up. Good boy. Come here. Okay, stay. Easy. Let's get a good action shot. Apollo, look at me. Oh, easy. Stay. Right here. Okay. Stay. He's like freaked out. He's like, no, I don't like this. Okay. Maybe not that one. Where's your leash? There's a lot more traffic coming through here, so I just have to be careful with him off the leash, and I don't have the mic hooked up just because I didn't intend on doing like a super long clip here. So hopefully you can hear me okay. But yeah, I've just got to like keep my eyes and ears out for the sound of cyclists. Going downhill, it's a little bit easier to hear them because their chains or their gears make that like zzz sound. So it almost kind of lets you know like, hey, there's someone coming up. But they're really cruising because this is downhill, so it's like you don't have that long to make your move. So luckily, well, actually, no, it wasn't. He didn't do that great of a job, but we did run into a cyclist coming behind us pretty fast earlier. And he, as soon as he heard it, he just kind of went like hunkered down and kind of froze and freaked out and just kind of like froze like right in the middle of the trail. And it's like, Apollo, let's move. And the guy's like, he's okay, don't be scared, buddy. And like just zipped around him, but Apollo just kind of like froze. He didn't move out of the way. He just kind of like freaked out. So he just needs to get more comfortable with them. Come on. This way, friend. Come on. So we'll teach him some cycling manners. Most people are pretty nice about just going around him. But yeah. So even when he's on leash, like I only have like seconds to like reel him in and move him off to the side. So it's like, we'll just kind of figure it out. But I just have to keep the volume on my headphones really low and keep the transparency mode on so I can hear my surroundings. Because if they were on like noise cancellation, I'd be in a lot of trouble. So, and I'm just always looking behind me. So, anywho, so yeah, we're at 6.5 miles, about 2.5 hours, and we've burned 1,161 calories. So, beat my daily goal, and we're only halfway. But I think this will be mostly downhill. So, I don't think we'll be burning as much. Apollo, easy. Don't get too carried away, my friend. Yeah, this looks really similar to the hike that I did last time. I think I was just doing a different portion at the beginning. I should have explored around that parking lot to see. But yeah, this looks kind of familiar. I remember it was like, I think it was like an 8-mile hike. And I wasn't anticipating going for that long. And I think I was like in worse shape than I am now that summer or spring. I think I just hadn't really been that active that year. I think it was like that first summer of COVID where I had spent the whole first portion of the year just inside, not doing anything all winter. Apollo. Oh, there's a road right here. It's like I hear something. So, and I think we actually get spit out onto this road. Let's see. Easy. Let's see. So yeah, it was like that first summer after COVID hit, I think. All winter, no outdoor sports really, just kind of sat in the house. And so this was like one of the first hikes, I think. I don't know if I'm getting that timing right, but regardless, I remember feeling like absolute death towards the end of that hike. Like I was literally like limping. Apollo, stay. Stay. This is a road. Hey, what did I say? Stay. Okay. So that's the continuation of the Colorado Trail, which we're not on. There's some more parking up here. There's just all sorts of like intertwined nonsense throughout here. So yeah, we want to take Forest Road 500 for a good while. Okay, this way. Hopefully you can still hear me okay. So yeah, I just remember I must have been on the Colorado Trail. I must have crossed this or something because I don't remember being on this road. I don't know. Yeah, I just remember being so out of it and like limping my way to the end. I was in the wrong shoes. Like I did a number of things incorrectly. But I remember at a certain point I was like, if I don't see the car in the next mile, I'm gonna stop, take like an hour break just to try to like regroup because I was really going through it. I was like, oh my god, I can't do this, and what if I'm still like miles away from the car, and like I just was like having this meltdown. I was like, I'm so out of shape. I can't believe I tried to do this, and just was in my own head. You know, it was a lot of just like, just not feel like low self-esteem mixed with being tired and sore and just the panic of maybe I am on the wrong trail or lost. So it was all just like coming to a head. I was like, if I don't see the car in like the next mile or 20 minutes, I'm gonna just stop and like take an hour break and just maybe ask somebody for help and see if they can like help me figure out where I'm at and where I need to go to get to the car. Like I was just having this like moment, and lo and behold, like another 10 minutes down the trail, I saw the parking lot, and I didn't even like, because the trail kept going for a little bit and then kind of wound its way up to the parking lot, and I was like, I can't do this. So I just started like bushwhacking up the hill just to like skip, like, oh, there's camping over here, just to like skip the trail just to get straight to the car, because I was like the shortest way to get there. And I just remember like driving home and like being all teary-eyed, like, why did I do that? It's just like this. I had a whole moment. But now, I mean, this trail, we've already done almost all of what that was, and we still are only 50% of the way there, and I'm feeling pretty good. My feet are feeling like a touch sore, but my legs are feeling pretty good. Everything else seems to be going okay. I may have to pee soon, so I might have to sneak away into the woods a little bit. But other than that, we're rocking and rolling. So, and I think as far as I can tell, we've already gone, like, this is like the height of it as far as like the max elevation gain. This is kind of the top. So it should be fairly smooth sailing, but it is a bike trail, so it's going to do a lot of this even on the way down, but that's okay. So yeah, we're 6.75 miles into it, and let me look at the trail. I'm absolutely downloading the premium version of All Trails. That way I can download all these maps offline, because it has been very helpful. Luckily I have service, but it's been very helpful to see exactly on the map like how far along I am, how much switchback stuff we've done. So I'll show you. Hopefully you can see. So we started down here. You can see that. We started down here. We went up this way, and we've gone all the way to here. And that other parking lot was just back here. So we're going to go down this road and turn off eventually, and then wind all the way back down. So yeah, just about halfway, or exactly halfway. So yeah, I'm listening to The Expanse. I think it's called Leviathan Wakes is the name of this book. It's the first book of the series. I've listened to it before, but that was a few years ago, and I want to kind of get back into it because I think I left off on like the fourth book. I stopped listening, but I have them all downloaded. I used all my Audible credits to get I think 7 I think there's 8 books, maybe. I don't remember. I think I have like 6 or 7, but I stopped at 3 or 4, even though I had already bought the next ones. So I was like, let me start over from the beginning, because it's been since like 2017 since I've listened to it. So I was like, let me start over, and then also the reminder of that is there's another diamond painter that's listening to this series as well, Jeffrey Morrison. So I was like, oh, that'll be cool, because we're also doing that walking challenge. I was like, oh, maybe I can mention something about The Expanse, because I think he's actively reading that right now too. So it'd be cool to do a little diamond painting sci-fi book club. It'd be kind of fun. So anyway, all right, well, I just wanted to kind of stop and jump in and say hello. I'm gonna have to, let me mark this on my map, because, or let me take a screenshot, save to photos. Let me take a screenshot of this. There we go. Because there's campsites up here, and we're always looking for a good campsite. This is nice. Especially with the fact that there's mountain biking and hiking, and I believe you're allowed to shoot up here if you're a certain distance away from the road or trails. So this might be a little good summer camping spot, even if not for the whole crew, like my buddies and everything, maybe even just for me and Apollo. Just come up here and grab a little campsite, and we can go on a hike. So, yeah. Would that be nice? Would you like that? So I'll let him back off the leash once we get to back on the trail and off the road. I know that people just kind of, sometimes they'll have their quads and their dirt bikes and stuff, and they'll be whipping around. So I just want to avoid him getting himself into trouble. So yeah, just wanted to stop in and say hello. Hi. We'll go back and listen to some music, and we'll keep going until this battery runs dry, and then that's all I have. So I'll probably just try to stop and take some photos of like scenery and stuff if there's stuff to be photographed. Otherwise, we'll probably see you back in the car for that kind of final clip, I suppose. So yeah, it's been so far so good, and I'm feeling good that I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not feeling like, oh, why did we do this? I was kind of worried about taking on something so long, so early in the season, doing stuff like this every weekend on top of our dog park walks and our Flatirons Vista, that kind of open space that we've been going to. If I can keep doing that, you know, every day or throughout the week, I'm hoping to be in a decent shape for multi-day trips and stuff. Once the season actually starts, this is the only thing that makes this a moderate hike is the length. The length is what makes it hard. It's not very strenuous. Like, there's way more intense hikes that we'll probably end up going on, but at least this will help me to get my stamina up of just walking for this long, you know. Oh, here comes a cyclist. This is the kind of stuff I wanted to make sure we didn't have him running around for. So yeah, it helps to get my stamina up. I need to just start doing some gym stuff more frequently, just to also get strength up. So what would be smart is if we intercut this with shorter hikes that are more strenuous, so I can get my strength up. So maybe we'll start doing like short strenuous hike once a week, and then long haul moderate hike every other week. Or if I have like a 4-day weekend, maybe we can do a little bit of both, but and get some of that strength training in. just pick some harder stuff. Even if I could find a hike that's within relatively close driving distance to the house, like 30 minutes or less, just go up there and just knock out a good workout. And then hopefully that'll help to keep things moving and grooving. So, but he's been doing good too. He's a very thirsty boy. We've taken 3 pit stops and he's drinking a whole bowl of water each time. So he's a thirsty boy, which is kind of good because usually he does not drink a lot of water when we're hiking. He usually will just kind of take a couple laps of it and then I have to dump the bowl out. But I've been filling the bowl up and he is emptying it every time. So reminder for next time to bring more water. I still have plenty, but I wouldn't have enough had I not got that extra bottle at the gas station. So I'm glad I did that. But anyway, I'm going to go back to my book. I'm going to put you guys back to some music and we'll keep jamming out. All right, bye. Holy Toledo. Okay, we did it. It's hot. It's hot. It is hot. Ooh, boy. Hi. Okay, so we just made it back in the car. The camera ran out of battery, and my phone is also low on battery because I was listening to an audiobook that whole time. So I'll make it a quick clip. I have it plugged into the car, but it doesn't charge fast enough to keep it going when I'm filming video and stuff, just when it's sitting. So we did, the total walk time was 5 hours and 15 minutes. We did 14.17 miles, and we burned 2,311 calories. Holy moly, I am tired. But yeah, the clip, or the last battery died. Well, we still had probably about 5 miles to go, 6 miles to go. So I took a couple of photos here and there, but not a ton. I just kind of powered through. It wasn't necessarily strenuous, but it was just long. My feet are hurting, my back's hurting, my legs hurt. That was one of the longest hikes I've done in quite some time, but it feels good to say that I did it. And Apollo seems like he probably could do it again. He could probably go again, but there was a couple points where we stopped to get some water, and he laid down to drink the water, which I've never seen him do before. So I think he was a little tuckered out too. Okay, so I think I want to go east. So I'm thinking I want to go this way. Yeah, that seems right. We'll see. I might have to let you go so I can hop back on. Now I'm going southeast. Now I want to go northeast. Let me flip around. Hold on. Wow, there's this massive, I'm assuming it's a hotel or house, and it's for sale. That thing is huge. It's got like this enormous porch. Yeah, that's got to be, if that's a house, that is quite the house. It looks like run down, like, you know, like Condemned, but it's, you see it right there, very big. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Yeah, that was an intense length hike. Let me get this AC going so you can hear me. Just try to cool off the boy a little bit because we were both feeling that. Oh my word. So yeah, we were both feeling that. Oh. Okay, just breathe. It was fun. It was very beautiful. We got a lot of hiking done. There was only one time. Every time I say like, "Oh, Apollo's doing so good with this thing," don't believe me. Don't believe me. It was only happened once, but he got a little squirrely at this one particular area. I think he was just smelling something because he was really intent on leaving the trail and running up this hill. So I kept having to like coerce him back onto the trail. And then at one point he was just like, no, and he just booked it like far up this hill. So I turned the camera off just to save battery because I was going to run and run to chase him down. And of course the camera bounces. But I was like yelling for him, and he finally came back to me. But it took about 5 minutes of us staring each other down before he finally was like, all right, he means business. So I clipped him up for a while, and I got frustrated. I was like, well, we're just going to leave you clipped up for the next 8 miles. And I was like, no, we can't do that. It wasn't that long. It was like the last, it was right around when the battery died. So I let him off again, and I was like, please don't get in this mood. And he was fine the rest of the hike. So there must have just been something that was really calling his attention. But once he catches whiff of something and he decides he wants to investigate, he's just like Walt, like, I could be screaming his name and he acts like he doesn't hear it. And so, yeah, we just, once again, need to start looking into training. He does so good for the most part, though. It's just these little things here and there that's like, ugh, why are you such a dog? But I've got sunscreen. I sweated sunscreen into my eyes, so they're a little stingy. So we'll just wrap this up pretty quickly because this is already going to be a long one. But I hope you had fun for the parts that I was able to film. Next time I'll make sure to have my batteries charged. We still would have burned through that third battery with probably about a half an hour to spare, or a half an hour of not film, but you would have been able to see a lot more. Actually, probably more than that, but anyway, you would have been able to see like another hour and a half worth of content. And as soon as I get home, I'm going to order a battery pack. That way, when one dies, I can just pop it in the charger in my backpack and have that charge while the next one's going. That way I've always got a fresh battery to use. Because this would probably be, I don't know if we'd go this long on a backpacking trip just because we have all the weight on us, but we'd probably go about 7 miles, 8 miles, and then camp, and then 7 miles, 8 miles, camp, and then do the reverse. So I'd need some more battery capacity. So I'm gonna look into it when we get home. But I want to get home. I'm hungry, and I'm gonna force myself to make a HelloFresh meal because I've got too many to not. Even though I don't feel like cooking, but that's all right. We're gonna do it. I'll probably just do some final tidying up for the weekend and then upload this vlog, get some editing done, do a little diamond painting, and call it good. Yeah, initially I was like, oh, let me see what my buddies are doing. Maybe we can meet up for a beer in Golden or something on my way back through town, but I'm just kind of zonked now. So, and hopefully this guy is zonked too. If 14 miles doesn't get him, then I don't know. Then I don't know what to do. But anyway, all right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Otherwise, happy placing. Thanks again for being here. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye. 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 Bye.